Hello folks, it's Peter Elgar from Brentwood, Essex, England here with another one of my loaned cameras. Yes, the kind camera club member who gets these film cameras loans them out for me to give them a trip out and try them out, because he only does digital, he doesn't do any film photography. So I love giving them a go and to show you what I get out of them. This time it's another COSINA. Now I have done my video on a COSINA CT1 that I personally own that has a Pentax K mount bayonet, and this one is a COSINA CSM with an M42 screw thread. I've never owned one of these. So let's see what we get out of it. The lens that came with it is this. It's a 55mm and it's called the COSINA Auto f2.1. Now it has a strange aperture. By the way, I've got a new pointer because one of my subscribers says, why don't I get a new pointer instead of my yellow pencil, because I might mark things. So now I've got a new pointer which is a letter opener. I take notice of what my subscribers say, you see. And it screws on the mount like any M42 lens, no problems. Once you find the thread, now, would you believe it? It doesn't want to find the thread now. Because the lens was stopped down. This is the bar which pushes against the little pin which stops down the aperture, and that was forward pressing on the pin. Would you believe it? That's not going on now. Let's see what we can do here. Why isn't that? That should go on. Yes, there we are. Got it that time. Sorry about that, folks. The controls here are the delayed action here, and on the side we've got two sockets marked X and A. Now X is for electronic flash. I thought, is it A for flash bulbs? No, it's for an accessory for automatic exposure. And you have to plug it in there, an accessory thing with a battery in it, and you can turn the camera into an automatic exposure camera because it's only a manual exposure camera. Now this control, I thought, is that a stop down control? No, it's one where if you take a light reading with stop down metering, as it is now, stop down, you want to open the aperture for focusing, you press that and it opens the aperture again. See that? That's a strange control, because how you take a light reading, you have to have them wound on. You press the shutter release, it stops down the lens. There it's on F8 now. Here's that here it is, F8, and inside at the top you've got some light emitting diodes, and you see a red one pointing that way, and you put another red one pointing that way. So if you get one red one pointing that way, you turn the lens towards the direction what it says until a green one appears in the middle. When the green one appears in the middle, that is a center weighted exposure, correct. So but you don't see that until you press this halfway down and stop down the lens, and everything goes dark. So if you want to see things bright again, you press this control to open up the lens again. A strange way of doing things. Here is the shutter control here, and you've set it against the little red dot, which one you want. It goes from 1/1000th to 4 seconds. This one, marked M, is a manual 1/50th of a second if the batteries have gone. And the batteries are two silver oxide 1.5 volt, which go in there with the positive side up. And that is the tripod socket. There's no wind connection because it's a simple camera. No winder, auto winder, anything like that. So this is the control where you set your ASA film speed. Don't forget to do that. you lift it up and turn it until the number you want appears in the little window. So here we are, and it goes, you can see it this way around. That says 400 ASA now. If you want to change it, you lift it up and turn it round. That says 100 now. Then that's fairly simple. This is the rewind button here. You press that, turn your crank, and you rewind the film. And it's no rewind button under there, as you usually find on cameras. But this one disengages the crank. This is a hot shoe with X synchronization, and as you can see, it only has one electrical contact. That's because it doesn't have a facility for dedicated flashes. So it's a fairly simple flash contact. You can put a flash in the hot shoe without a cable, or if you have off the film flash system, like a Mega Blitz or a Studio Flash, you plug it into there. So that's fairly simple. And the focusing is here. I did find it's got a split image rangefinder in the centre, and I did find, however, with this particular one, the diopter control of the eyepiece wasn't very suitable for my eyesight. Even wearing specs, I found it a bit difficult to focus. And I took most of the photographs at f2.1 because the light was so poor when I was out and about, and it is quite sharp, but not quite as sharp as the 1.9 COSINA on my CT1. I didn't think this lens was quite as sharp. But anyway, we'll set it to a slower speed at half a second. This is the action. Stop down the lens and then the shutter goes. You see, the lens stops down first. I thought we had a double action. The bar comes forward, presses on the pin, then the shutter goes. There we are. The delayed action is here, 10 seconds, pull it down. Oh, the mirror goes up, which is quite a good feature to stop vibration. It goes for 10 seconds and then the shutter will go and the mirror comes down again. So that's quite a good feature. Now the lens is not stopped down, so it screws on. So we'll show you how you load the film. Oh, this is a nice new film foam strips I put in, so it's a bit tight. I had to renew all the foam along here. It's all gone rotten. Nice new strips there, all in the channel. It's had a nice new foam strips I put in there. That camera is now very happy. We can take your film, push it into the rewind, into the cassette chamber, pull out a little bit. Oh, you can bend that over a little bit if you like. Pull it over. Watch the rewind. Watch the winding button thing here. Press with your thumb. Press with your thumb there. Take up the slack. Watch that it's going into the cogs. Yes, that's going across. Flick it over. Wind it once. Fire it off. Then turn this until it takes up the slack of the film. And put it on a faster speed. Then wind once more and watch the rewind knob here. Yes, look, perfectly lined. Now, it hasn't gone to number 1, but by that method you'll get an extra 2 or 3 frames out of your now very expensive film. But anyway, folks, that's a quick rundown on the COSINA CSM. And I hope you've enjoyed it. So cheerio for now. And if you haven't done, please subscribe and press the little bell thing and you'll get notified when my next video comes up in my own inimitable style.